Okay, I'm going to show you how to do a split fountain print where we have two colors that come through the screen at the same time and begin to blend together in the middle. So to start, I've taped out the part of the design that I do not want to print. And now I'm laying my design on the paper. Now we're going to need a lot of paper for this because it'll take several prints, maybe 5, 6, 7 prints, or even more before this starts to blend together. Okay, so make sure, and this can be any sort of paper, just scrap paper that you're willing to throw away. Okay, first part is really important. I've taken two colors that I think will blend nicely, yellow and red. Both of these are in your ink kits. In the middle, they're going to come together to form orange or something like that. So to start, I'm going to lay down my yellow, and I need to put down a good amount of ink. And it needs to be at least half as wide as my design. Okay, next, I'm going to clean that palette knife off so I don't contaminate my red ink. Now I'm going to take my red ink and I want to try to make sure it's on the same line or even with my yellow, so that when my squeegee hits these inks, it hits it at the same time. Okay, and once again, I'm putting down a good amount of ink. Need to make sure these inks touch in the middle. All right, so I'm scooting some of this red ink over so that it touches the yellow. Okay, and what's going to happen here is that as I pull my squeegee across, on my first couple of prints, you're going to see a really sharp line in between these two inks, or where they come together. But then as my squeegee moves back and forth a little bit from print to print, those colors are going to begin to blend. Okay, I want to make sure that as I do this, I'm causing the yellow to blend over into the red, since it's the weaker of the two colors. So you can see on that first print, really clean line. When I pull my squeegee up, it looks pretty cool. That's not the end result that we're going for. Okay, next. This is really important. I have to make sure I don't flip my squeegee and accidentally mix my inks together. So I'm going to push the ink back up. Okay, and again, I'm going to pull it so that my yellow comes over into the red. Now you can already see in the ink it's starting to spread together, blend together a little bit more. Okay, so that's a better blend. And we'll just keep printing and watching the progress. Okay, better. Now I've got enough ink on my squeegee that I don't need to push that stuff back up this time. I'm just going to do a couple of pulls here. Again, making sure I don't accidentally turn my squeegee. I'm saying that a couple of times to you guys because it's a really common thing to have happen, is just to get into the flow of printing and accidentally flip your squeegee around and end up with the red over in the yellow color and the yellow in the red color, and it just makes a real mess of things. You have to start over basically. All right, so I'm on my 5th print and starting to really see a nice blend taking place. Yeah, that's getting there. I think 1 or 2 more and it'll be ready for a shirt or tote bag or poster, whatever it is you're printing. Now, you don't have to limit yourself to 2 colors. You can use, 3, 4, or more colors. It gets more difficult and unpredictable the more colors you use. But you can get some neat results there. It's also neat to mix in white with this. White is a really good vehicle color, meaning it kind of blends into the other colors, changing the value rather than changing the hue. So there's a lot to be said for that. All right, so that's a good split fountain. What we're seeing here So in the middle, we have this nice blend from red to yellow, it's called a gradation of color. And yet we have solid red and solid yellow on either side. So that was 8 total prints that I had to pull to get to that point. All right. If I were to print this on a shirt or something like that, I would still do 3 to 4 pulls to make sure I build up enough ink on the surface of those things, and making sure I don't flip my squeegee accidentally. In terms of cleaning up, I can save a lot of this ink. You know, a lot of this red is uncontaminated, and it can go right back in there. Got to be a little more careful with the yellow since it's the weaker color and more easily influenced. But we want to try to save as much of this ink as possible. Try to work in that mindset of being the artist that had to pay for it all. And so every ounce of ink that you waste is wasted money. Okay, so I would continue to clean this up and get the screen clean.